Hi, I'm Esther Edwards. A soiree every day is all about spending time with the people that you love and you cherish. It's about making them feel really special by adding details to the food and to the setting. In fact, when they come into your home, you want them to be overwhelmed with the feeling of, wow, you did this for me? And that's exciting. That's a gift from you to them. But I also know from years of experience that a soiree of any size can be stressful. It can be difficult to manage without a little planning and so on. So I started to break it down. And you know, I found out there are a lot of different ways that you can soiree alongside your guests without a lot of effort. So I believe that with a little forethought and a little creativity, you can soiree every day in your home without a lot of effort. And I'm going to show you how. But first, I'd like you to meet my good friend, Kristen Levine.
Hello, Esther.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, are you kidding? I wouldn't have missed this for anything.
I need a good taste tester, and I also know that you have a great eye for detail. So when we go to set up our stations tonight for our tasting menu,
that'll be my job,
I'm going
right?
to count on you. That's right. Yeah, it's all
And
part about being a hostess, but it's more fun with a friend.
And speaking of details, you know, I've been to 3 or 4 soirees at your home, and you're right, it's the devil's in the details, but that's what really makes it a special soiree.
Yes.
And I'm always amazed at how, you mentioned earlier, how you can soiree alongside your guests. Well, every time I throw a party, I feel like I'm busy the whole during the party, and I don't enjoy it as much. So I'm really interested to learn how you make it look so easy and how you get it all done so that you can enjoy it with your guests.
Right, and you know, she's not alone because so many people feel intimidated by the whole process of setting up a soiree. And the thought of it is so overwhelming that they probably just forego it, or they do something that they maybe are settling for instead of really kicking it up that extra notch and wowing their guests and showing all that love to them.
Right, exactly. And I just committed to having a little soiree at my house. It's 4 weeks away, but I'm already stressing out about
Aren't
it.
you going on vacation too?
I am. That's why I'm stressing. I don't know. So I knew I could count on you to help me with it.
Yes, of course. We'll make it easy for you.
And I'm always wondering where to start when it comes to planning. So
that's a very good question. And I get that a lot too, because people want to know, you know, I don't want to be stuck in the kitchen. I won't be running back and forth to the kitchen. I really want to just enjoy my time. Well, there are a few things that you can do to really help with that.
Okay.
And one thing is, even if you know your recipes by heart, pull them out, print them out, and use them as a guideline. You want to be able to compare what you have in your pantry, what pots and pans you have, what napkins you have left over, that will go along with your theme for that night, and you want to be able to know exactly what you need to buy.
Okay.
One shopping trip is all you should make.
So don't do it like me where I just go straight to the store and buy everything on the ingredient list and come home and I've got extras of everything.
No, yeah, that will take care of that problem.
Okay.
And you will have 4 paprikas and 3 oreganos. But also it gives you another crucial thing that is so important to being able to be party ready and soiree all the time.
Right.
A timeline. And a timeline will tell you exactly how much you can get done in advance so that by the time your party gets there, you've only got maybe 10% of the work left to do, just the finishing touches. And you can set up your decorations that you've got and well ahead of time, be ready to go, pour yourself a glass of wine and just enjoy the evening. Yes.
Sounds good to me. I'm in.
Yes. Well, I know you can do it, and I'm here to help in any way. But these little tips along the way will help you get organized, and you'll be able to relax.
Okay. If you say so, I'll believe you.
I have faith in you.
Okay. So what is our, I know we have a great theme today, but you haven't told me what it is yet. What is it?
It was a little bit of a surprise. I wanted to see your reaction. Well, I had a good friend tell me that they get so full on the entrees that they just really want to come over and have appetizers and desserts. So they got me thinking, how can I do a theme with that and still have fun? I went with decadence and debauchery.
Ooh, that sounds kind of naughty.
Yeah, I like that. Way you're thinking.
In a food sense, of course.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's going to feel a little naughty to eat them because they're so rich and so decadent that when you have these small bites, it almost is a little sinful because it's probably way off your diet. So it's not a menu we would eat all the time.
That prevents your guests overeating, you know, because you're just getting little taste of each thing. And then when you leave the party, your clothes fit the same way as when you came in, right?
Yeah, and you know, the key to throwing a great party is when your guests are there and they're feeling comfortable. You want to be relaxed. You want them to feel at home. And that way the party just goes off flawlessly. And everybody leaves going, wow, the food. But what they're going to remember is how comfortable they were. And maybe how good the food tasted, but more about the atmosphere. So as a host, if you're there and you enjoy it with them, all the better.
Okay. Excellent.
Yes.
Well, let's get started.
Okay, let's do it.
Where do we begin?
You know, I know you've had my Nutty Professors before.
Oh, they're my favorite.
So I'm going to have you start with those. And
Okay.
once I get you started with that, I'm going to put together a smoked salmon olive buckwheat blini.
I have no idea what a bellini is, so I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, well, you're going to love the little
Sounds
presentation too.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and
right,
get started with that. We just
All
need the
right.
bacon.
And I've had these, so I know the ingredients are bacon, dates
and pecans. Yep. And then we're going to do something really special to kick it up a notch, but I'll show you that in a second.
All right, so we've opened our bacon. We've cut it in half because we don't want the roll-ups to be too big, right?
Right. We want the bacon to be portion size, so we're just going to
Okay.
do half strips, and that's plenty
right.
to get around the date and the pecan. And it's going to
Okay.
remind you when you bite into it of a pecan pie.
Yes, it
and
does
that
taste like that.
ooey-gooey,
I almost thought it was a
yummy taste.
dessert the first time I tried one because it does have that little
Imagine
sweetness.
having bacon for dessert.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Hey, sign me up. I'm all for it. Okay, so what do I do with the dates?
Okay, those are pitted. So all we're gonna do is take the scissors and slice down the center so
Okay.
we can stuff the pecan into it.
Like that?
Yep,
Okay, and then I put the pecan in here.
that's right. And those I pre-toasted ahead of time to save
These,
time today.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Just put them in the oven and bake them for about
Alright.
10 minutes just to get them nice and toasty. Then just
I'm
roll it
gonna
up real
roll it
tight.
Tight.
And then when we put them on our foil-lined
That.
baking sheet, we are going to just put them cut side down so they stay in place.
Okay, like I did that right?
Yep, you
Okay.
did that perfectly.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Wow, this is easy.
Okay, that's good. That's what I want to know.
This
So I'm
is
going to
my
be on to my
speed.
next step then.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the smoked salmon.
Everything sounds it's got such great flavor. You know, salmon has such a distinct flavor. Bacon has such a great, rich flavor.
That's a good way to describe it, a very rich flavor. I'm going to have you hand me one of my
Sure.
handy little white trays here.
Okay.
That's
Wait,
my
where
little...
did you find these? They're so adorable.
You know, I found these at Pier 1, and I looked at them, and I thought they're perfect for my
Really?
appetizer.
Okay.
The salmon buckwheat
Awesome.
bellinis, yes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just... I know you can't really watch, but this is a buckwheat blini, and all it is...
It's a baby pancake.
It's like a baby pancake. I just took the buckwheat pancake mix.
Okay.
Added a couple ingredients, obviously, some water, some milk,
Right.
the egg, and the oil. And you just put those in a dollop in a skillet. One
So
tablespoon.
like a teaspoon? Oh, tablespoon.
One
Okay.
tablespoon. Perfect. All the way through.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be really pretty.
On top of that, I'm going to layer a Kalamata olive spread. Again, all these things I was able to prepare in advance, so I'm just assembling
Right.
them today.
So is that the idea that the day of your soiree, you're literally just assembling and doing the finishing touches?
That's how I like to
Because that would
soiree.
not stress me out. I could totally handle that.
Yeah, and I know you're busy all week long, so doing little steps along the way is exactly what you want.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to take about a teaspoon of this. I'm going to
Right.
layer onto my bellini here.
Ooh.
And this it's almost like that caper where it gives you that salty little bite,
Yeah.
but there's so much else going on in here.
I love that Kalamata flavor. Oh, it's
Yes,
delicious.
it's delicious. All right, so I'm going to place that in there. All right, then I'm going to take a piece of the smoked salmon that I found already smoked and already deli sliced from the
Hey.
good people at Costco. They're fantastic for that.
Two less things you have to do.
I know. Anything I can do to make it easier, I'm always willing to get help like that. Then all I'm going to do with this is I prepared in advance some sour cream mixed with some fresh chopped dill
Okay.
and a little bit of salt.
All right.
I mixed it up, and you won't believe how much flavor this gives off after it sets a couple days,
Oh,
so it's
really?
well worth doing in advance.
Okay.
So just take a tiny dollop, put it on top.
Yum.
We're looking for presentation here.
Beautiful.
Yes, and on top of that, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of fresh chopped dill to really kick it up a notch with color.
Oh wow, that really does dress it up
Yes.
nicely.
And then I'm going to add one more thing.
More.
One
What's
more
wrong with that?
thing.
It's beautiful like it is.
Just the capers.
That's the thing about you, Esther. You always have one little thing to take it over the top to give it that
I
wow
truly
factor.
believe whether it's your food or it's your setting, that if you look at something and you can see, you can always almost find one more thing you can do.
Okay.
Almost always. Whether it's just moving a picture one way, moving a bowl over here to from this place to that place. I tell you, that's all it takes sometimes to get that wow factor you're looking for. All right. Just a couple on top.
Ta-da!
And look how pretty
That's
that is.
really beautiful. So elegant.
And there's so much flavor there. You only need one.
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm getting the hang of this over here, and I know there's another step.
Absolutely.
So I'm just gonna grab, through the magic of television, I'm gonna grab this tray over here.
You snuck in early last night and started working on this, didn't you? I knew it.
I did. I wanted to surprise you.
Okay.
Okay, so I know there's a trick to, like a finishing touch trick to these.
Yes.
So I'm gonna add these on here.
Yep, just stick them in the middle.
And you want them like all butted up together,
I like
right?
them when you have that all butted up next to each other because that makes it easier for you to have a nice thick coating of brown sugar, which is how we're about to take this over the edge.
All right.
So we're gonna grab just a healthy dose of brown sugar here.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm surprised my dog isn't in the kitchen yet because all this, he loves bacon. I mean, everybody loves bacon, especially dogs.
Right, that's true.
Okay.
So bring that up on here so we can get a little bit closer to us.
All right.
Because this can be the messy part.
Okay.
So I just want to show you how to do this. And we're just...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's okay to get even thicker than this if you want.
Okay.
But you know how you see
be awesome.
salt-cured, fish sometimes,
Yes.
that really thick coating of salt?
Right. That's the
think
idea
brown
here.
sugar. Yeah, think brown sugar. You just want to pat it in
Okay.
and get it really...
Wow.
And this is going to just crust up
Okay.
and make it like a caramel, like coating over the bacon.
Like a caramel macchiato bacon date roll-up.
Right.
But let's just call them Nutty Professors. That's a lot easier.
All right,
Okay,
so put that thick coating on
all
there.
right. That's not too much?
No.
Okay.
Remember the theme
All
tonight.
right. Decadence and debauchery, right.
Right. We're getting naughty with this food. It's going to be way off anybody's spectrum of a diet or what you would consider to be a good diet.
Okay. So this is adult food.
This is adult food. But it's going to taste like
X-rated.
candy. It's so good when it's all cooked and baked off.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect.
So how many cups did we just use? About 3 or 4?
We used about 3.
Okay.
But, depending on how many you make, like I'm making this for a larger crowd. If you just got, your family for the night, then I would just use that. Just maybe one row is fine.
Okay.
So this heat
that's red
is going to
pepper.
go beautifully with the brown sugar and just going to have a lingering aftertaste, this little heat that kind of stays with you. So you just want to
this is
sprinkle it
going
on.
to be heat with the sweet.
Heat with the sweets.
Oh, I love it.
Yes. That kind of layer is just perfect
Okay.
across
And that's
the top.
probably enough, right? Because we don't want to get too much heat with the sweet.
No, that's right. You don't want to overwhelm. That's perfect.
Okay, so these are ready for the
Ready
oven?
for the oven. Go ahead and fire them up in there.
All right.
And then we're going to start a rum caramel sauce.
All right.
And we're going to do 2 things with this caramel sauce.
Okay, caramel sauce. Next.
We're not only going to use it to drizzle over our carrot cake cupcakes,
Yeah.
but we're also going to make a signature drink tonight to go with our menu. And that is a chocolate caramel martini.
Oh, yummy. That sounds great.
I thought, what a great way to amp it up by drizzling a little of that sauce inside of the cup and then pouring the cocktail inside.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
It's so good. I can't
Make it look like a work of art. Okay, so we probably need a little saucepan.
Yes. Need a little saucepan.
Okay.
And we're going to start with brown sugar again.
Again, all right. And I probably need a little wooden spoon for this.
A wooden spoon would be perfect.
Okay.
Now I'll go ahead and take that measuring cup from you.
All right.
All right, we're going to do 1 cup of sugar.
Okay. Do I want this on low heat?
Yes, a medium to low heat would be great.
I think I'm going to let you turn this on because I've not used this cooktop before. And
That's
I don't
okay. Stand back.
Woo-hoo. I'm glad I let you do that. All right.
All right, so go ahead and
So
put that
cup
in
of the
there.
brown sugar.
Yep. And then this is where the rum comes in. We're going to add this rum to the brown sugar.
All right. And how much rum was this?
This is about 4 cupfuls with some extra.
Okay. Okay.
And then we add about 2 tablespoons of butter. Again, we can just eyeball this.
Okay.
So put that in there for you.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh, this smells amazing already. It's just starting to heat up.
1/2 cup of cream.
Is that like real cream?
It's like heavy cream.
Heavy cream. We couldn't just use half and half?
Well, then it'd be half delicious.
Right,
so
that's true.
We're not going
That's
that route.
That's true. All right.
And the last
Bring it on.
We're gonna add this as soon as it starts to get like bubbly.
Okay.
And then when we get to
And
that
I add
piece,
what, a capful of
just
that vanilla?
one capful.
Okay.
And that's not even a necessary ingredient. I think just because of our menu tonight, I
Right.
like that warm vanilla taste that it
Okay,
gives, so
sure.
we'll add that.
All right.
So
So
you're
I'll
gonna
wait for that
see
to bubble.
Yep. All right, and I'm gonna start with our plum chutney crostinis. And in between the plum chutney and the crostini is a honey goat cheese spread.
Oh, yum.
It's really delicious.
Now, which part of that can you prepare in advance?
The plum chutney is gonna take you a little while to make.
Okay.
It's gonna take about an hour out of your day because there's some slicing there, there's some
Right.
chopping. You just follow the recipe. It's very simple, but what you want is you definitely want to make sure that you have time to simmer it and that it can
Okay.
actually sit overnight. Those flavors just come
Oh,
together
good.
even more
Okay.
beautifully. So I did that in advance just to give myself a little less to do.
All right. So I'm going to need your help coming up with a theme for my party that's in 4 weeks, 4 short
Okay.
weeks.
Well, tell me a little bit about what's going on.
Okay, well, I'm having a fashion show party, or just like a new fashion show for my girlfriends. So it's all girls, and we're going to probably be about 12 to 15 of us.
Okay.
And we're going to be trying on clothes. So I want to keep it light. So maybe something similar to tonight where we're just doing a tasting menu and some
Okay.
cocktails. So
I like
the first thing I
that.
need is what? A theme?
I would find a theme. That way you can find a menu.
Okay.
You've got clothes and you've got cocktails and couture.
Yeah, let's do that. I like
Okay.
that. That's
All right,
perfect.
we can make that
work. Okay.
Can you
Wow.
reach one of those spatulas
Yes.
for me? Mm-hmm. And the setting is your home, and people are
Setting
going
is
to be...
my home, and we're going to be trying on clothes. So, what do you recommend is in terms of the menu items being light and the cocktails?
Well, I think that keeping it, easy and not filling and making anybody uncomfortable to try on the clothes.
Right.
Just simple appetizers.
Okay.
And of course, you want to stay away from bubbly things like beer or champagne, just because they can bloat you.
Okay. Good point.
Wanna
Good.
keep
Yeah, we don't
those-
want to be bloated while we're
keep
trying
those-
on clothes.
That's the worst.
It's bad enough when you're not bloated.
Right. I'm actually going to have you get me a wooden spoon.
Okay.
I asked for the
Sure.
wrong tool here.
Okay.
Treja, thank you. All right, so we're just going to heat this through. And once that gets going a little bit, it's probably about ready to start the vanilla here.
Okay. Well, let me turn this down a little bit.
Just a
'cause it's getting
smidge.
a little
Because
bit.
once that boils and you put that vanilla in there, it's going to splatter back at
Okay.
you. So just be careful with
Okay.
that.
Stand back.
Here, I'll take it off the heat. for
Okay,
you.
good. All right, there we go.
There you go.
Wow, that's really bubbling up beautifully.
Yes. And you want that to bubble a little bit more, and then, because the longer it bubbles, the more it thickens.
Okay.
All right, I'm just going to heat this through and keep it
Okay.
on a medium heat.
Now, what are those little
You see
balls
those?
in that? Whoop.
Those are little mustard seeds.
Oh, okay.
And when you bite into them, they actually have like this little burst or crunch.
Oh, yummy.
And the flavor's already there, but the texture, adds something to the texture
Okay.
that you don't usually get in
Right.
something like this. I mean, I've made other chutneys before, but this has just so much more flavor. And you could,
And it's so pretty. That would be a great holiday dish too.
exactly, you could
Christmas time.
substitute it for a cranberry sauce with a lot of different things on your menu, whether it's the turkey or
Right. That's a
dressing
great
up any other
idea.
item. A ham, can you imagine that on a ham? We'll try this in a
Right.
minute and you can tell me if you can see it on that.
Okay. Is this good to go now? Can we set
Yeah,
this
let's
aside?
take that off the heat.
Okay. Put it over here.
Yeah, just take that off the heat.
Okay.
I'll turn that off for you.
All right.
All right, the next thing we need to do are the scallops for our scallops.
Okay.
And they're gonna be over a baby carrot and ginger puree. So it has a little bit of a spicy heat to it, but
Okay.
you can't really tell by looking at it because it looks a
It
little
looks
bit...
innocent.
It looks innocent, but what I'm really going for in that dish is the color.
Okay.
Because as you could see in our little, I don't know if you want to hand me those little
Yeah.
glasses,
Oh, these are really nice.
those are beautiful.
Perfect
So you can see
size.
the orange, and then you'll see the scallop, and then
Oh,
you'll
I
see
see.
this dollop on top of a black pepper
Okay.
mascarpone cheese.
Ooh, yummy, yummy.
It's creamy,
wait for
it's
that.
good, there's a lot of flavor. It'd be fantastic.
I believe it. Now, where are the? Let's see. Should I pull over the scallops?
Yeah, we
or-
need to get the skillet going and get that a little
Okay.
hot. So why don't we
All
do
right.
that?
And this is cast iron, right?
That's a big, heavy cast
I
iron
love
skillet.
things cooked in cast iron because it has such a different
You know you're
flavor.
getting food when it comes out of a cast iron skillet.
Okay, so what, about
About
2 tablespoons?
About 2 tablespoons. That's perfect. And to avoid a lot of smoke coming out of that pan, we're gonna add a little bit of butter.
So the butter isn't as smoky as the oil?
Right.
Okay.
You know, and who would have thought? I thought it was just something my grandma told me, and
Uh-huh.
wasn't quite sure she knew what she was talking about. But as I got to do
You
it
didn't
myself,
believe your grandmother? Esther.
I'm sure she had her
Seriously,
reasons for doing it.
I'm afraid of this. How do I do
That's
What am I
okay.
doing wrong? Show me.
You have to press down, go to
Okay.
light, and it's gonna ignite. And
My
then
husband always teases me. He says, "Honey, can you get me that over on the stove, the thing with the knobs?"
the thing with the knobs.
Yeah.
I love it.
All
Yes.
right.
Okay, so we're gonna let that heat evenly distribute into that pan.
Okay, great.
And in the meantime, I'm gonna turn this heat down here. Just let it get really hot.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab your scallops, and I'm also gonna grab the crostinis so that
Okay.
we can put the honey goat cheese on top of that and pile the
Great.
chutney on.
All right. Now the goat cheese is right here. I'll grab that
Yes,
and open
that's
it.
for you. And you have a knife?
I got, yes, I do.
Okay, all right, just wanna make sure.
All right.
Now once that skillet gets really hot,
Mm-hmm.
it's important that your scallops are dry. So I've washed them, I've patted them dry, make sure that there's no water on them because
Why
when
is that important?
when the water hits the oil, it will splatter up.
Okay,
And it
okay.
will smoke. So
Gotcha,
we just be
makes
very
sense.
careful with that.
Okay. And the crostinis,
They're behind you.
I think we moved them.
We did move them. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sprinkle some sea salt here that we've ground up on the top of the scallops. Okay, and we're gonna add a little bit of pepper. This is fresh ground black pepper. And I'm a pepper full, so
Okay.
I like a lot of pepper.
No, so don't shake it out of the shaker. You grind that up first.
You
Or
grind
use
it
one
up.
of a pepper mill.
You gotta give it some love.
Okay. And that's kosher sea salt? you're
Kosher
using?
sea salt and fresh ground black peppercorns. Okay, we got a little salt on these, and then how's that heat on the pan?
It's getting there.
It's getting there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, these will be done in just a second. All right, perfect.
Okay, so we're gonna put the chutney. I'm just gonna do one for now. if
Yeah,
that's
let's do
okay.
one. Let's get you
Okay.
a little tray so we can show how they'll presented. And this is way ready to be plated. So.
And that was super easy too. You just obviously toasted you took a French bread loaf and sliced it and toasted it
right.
with little butter.
With a little butter and
Oh,
just
that's
cut those up. You
beautiful.
can buy them from the store if you don't have time. That's another
Right.
shortcut.
That is
Doesn't that
yummy.
look delicious?
I
It
can
looks
watch
like
the
jam
cheese.
on toast.
I can watch
doesn't it?
that the cheese melting as we talk. Okay, so I'm
Okay.
gonna set that aside and we're gonna move on
Good.
to the scallops.
Yes, let's go ahead and put a few of these in here.
Okay.
Well, I'm really happy that you're having your soiree.
I am too. I'm actually getting excited about it now. I was intimidated before, kind of dreading it because of all the work, but you know, like you said, you put you get your theme, your menu, and your timeline, and the timeline is what dictates how easy you can make it for yourself.
Right.
So,
Planning ahead and getting
Yes.
organized because that day you just want to be relaxed.
right.
So as much as you can do in advance, the better.
Okay. Cool.
And these are going to be getting crusty in about a minute and a half,
Okay.
and that's
and I'm
when
not
you
gonna
want to flip them.
I'm not gonna flip them yet. I'm just gonna leave them.
Right.
be.
And if I were you, because this gets so hot, I would use a metal spatula.
All right. Good idea.
Yes. So we'll just leave those alone for a minute. And as soon as they get to that crusty mark, we'll give them a flip.
Okay.
And then we'll be able to prepare them in our little tasting dish.
Excellent. Well, this is really easy.
Good. How do you like the menu so far?
I love it. I love it. It's elegant. It's decadent. It's easy. I think I can actually pull this off.
Okay, good. Well, I like that you're not feeling intimidated by
No.
it because I know coming into it, when we talked about certain foods, you were a little like, wow, that sounds complicated. But
Right.
that's kind of the angle that I'm going for. I want to be
Okay.
able to have simple and elegant appearance with things, but they're easy recipes. The setup is uncomplicated, and anybody can do it. If you've got a kitchen and you've got a living room, you can have a soiree.
And I've got both, so check, check.
Check, check. Check, check. And you've got a great theme. You've got your menu in mind. So all we got to do is pick the food and get that going for you.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll make it easy. And
Thanks
tonight
for
you're
your
going to
help.
see how these recipes all come together and the setup is uncomplicated. So
Okay.
I'm glad you're here for that.
Me too. Me
Good.
too.
All right.
Not yet, right? Got another 30 seconds
30
probably.
seconds.
And I love how you're able to, at your soirees, you're able to truly soiree with your guests. The first time I came over, I was looking around to see where the hired people were that were doing all the work behind the scenes, and there were none. So,
Oh, yeah. And that just takes a little forethought.
Yeah.
You know, you can imagine coming in. I try to, figuratively think of that situation where they come into my house. You know, what's the first thing they're going to look for? You know, probably something to drink. And then probably something, probably something
Most definitely.
to eat. So I always think, let's put the cocktails up front with
Okay.
some instructions on how they can make their own, or at least set up a nice little bar so it's easy. And
Okay.
then right to the food and put them in a variety of places so that people can mingle. You don't want everybody
that's a good
congested.
idea.
Yeah.
So not having it all in one location in the kitchen keeps the flow moving.
Right. Keep it maybe close to the kitchen, but out of the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because at that point you'll be done, and you just want people to be enjoying their time out there. And if you, for some reason, have to go back in the kitchen,
Right.
your dishes are out.
Sure.
Who cares?
These are starting to really smell good.
Yeah, they do smell good.
So once we flip them, what are we doing with them?
We're gonna once they're finished cooking, we're going to put a little dollop of our puree inside the bottom of the dish.
Okay.
We're gonna top it with one of the scallops.
Right.
And while they're still a little warm, put that dollop of the black pepper mascarpone cheese on top.
Got it.
And what a pretty presentation it is. And all those flavors just go together so well.
They really do.
It'd be
Great job on the
delicious.
menu.
Thank you. Thank you. Another thing, too, is when I think about the kind of people coming over, you got to be conscious of their diet and if there's any special requirements. So
Right.
even though there's a lot of different things on this menu that are considered decadent or really rich, there's some gluten-free on here. There's some low-carb items on here.
Right.
So
Something for everybody,
Yeah, something for
despite their-
everybody. Nobody will be left out.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, I'm going to flip these little babies.
Okay. Bring them a little bit closer to the center so that they
Okay.
can
More
brown
heat.
up a little bit more.
Okay.
They are
Ooh, yeah.
cooking, but we want them to get crispy.
Okay.
I just love that sound.
I know. What, the flip or the sizzle?
Actually the scrape of the
Yeah.
spatula on the
Sounds
the
good.
skillet for some reason.
Means something good is a cooking.
That's right. Better come quick or it'll be gone.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So while you're doing that, I'm going to
Okay.
go ahead and have you just finish off a couple more of those crostinis with the cheese.
Okay, sure.
And then while this is still hot, I'll plate some more while we've got that
Excellent.
going. You get a lot of things done at once.
Okay. All right. Do you want to?
Absolutely.
I'll grab the plate.
So nice having you help me out in the kitchen today.
Oh,
Thank
this
you.
is fun.
It's fun for me too.
We get to catch up on.
Yeah,
things.
absolutely.
By the way, what are you wearing tonight?
Oh, girl. I went through about 3 things before I
You
decided.
can wear what you got on. You look fabulous as
I
always.
think I will go with black on black.
Okay, that's always safe. That is so beautiful.
And it's a little messy, but I tell you what, it almost tastes like a dessert. It's so rich and so delicious.
Okay.
Be great for a wine tasting party too.
Well, that's true because you got the cheese,
You've got the fruit.
the fruit.
This little.
Okay,
This little
I trust you. I'm gonna. I trust you with my fingers.
There you
we
go.
go.
Just
Okay,
a little
whoa.
dollop. There we
That's
go.
Perfect.
Beautiful. They're beautiful.
Yeah, this is very easy.
And those scallops smell amazing.
They do.
I'm
They do.
getting hungry.
I'm getting a little bit of a scallop facial.
Are
right
you?
here?
A little steam
I'm
bath.
sure that's got to be good for you, for your skin.
Well, I tell you what, it's been a pleasure having you with me today.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it, and I've learned a lot, and it's very doable. It's not intimidating, and
Not overwhelming.
No.
Good. We took that fear factor out. That's fantastic. So my advice to you and to everyone else is just to remember to add the details to delicious food, and you can soiree every day in your home without a lot of effort.
just like Esther. And she does it every day. I'm here to tell you.
well,
You
I'm
do such a beautiful
so
job.
happy to
Thanks.
have you. You're welcome anytime.
Oh, good. I'll take it on that.
Okay.
They're getting close.